You are one of the powerful subordinates to the Emperor, promoting the Emperor's policies and projects, while still manipulating your standing in the Imperial Court in Emperor's Choice. Welcome to Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Emperor's Choice is a bidding set collection game for 3 to 5 players designed by Hisashi Hayashi and published by Okazu. Seth Jaffe is actually designing a 2-player version of the game, so now it's 2 to 5 players. It plays in about 2 hours, and now Tasty Minstrel Games is deluxifying it and bringing it to Kickstarter, but let's look at the current components. There's game boards, cards, tiles, soldier cubes, coins, and more. You'll randomly place out the policy cards, character cards, and display tiles according to the number of players. Each player will have their own set of starting items as well. There are 4 main phases to each of the 6 rounds. There's the auction phase, the management phase, the Imperial Decree phase, and then the setup phase. During the auction phase, players will be bidding their soldier cubes and cards. Bidding continues around the table. Arrange the items they bid into groups of highest power to lowest. Soldier cubes are always grouped together. Once someone drops out, they take the lowest turn order available. So in a 4-player game, the first person to drop out would get the 4. And then they would lose group 4 if they had that many groups, and then that player chooses one of the available face-up auction withdrawal tiles. They give you things like coins, more soldiers, and moving up different tracks that we'll talk about soon. Once the second person drops out, they would get 3, losing group 3 if they bid with that many groups, and take an available withdrawal token. Once the third person drops out, they would get the 2, lose group 2, and take an available withdrawal token. And the last person would get the 1 and lose group 1, the group with the highest power, and take the last withdrawal token. Here's an easy way to remember. I will lose the group based on the turn order I gain. So if I gain turn order 2, then I will lose group 2. So if I don't have a group 2, I only have 1 group, then I will not lose anything. After bidding, players move to the management phase, and in turn order, they can gain a group of tiles. Some give immediate benefits like money, treasure cards, or going up a track that you would get immediately, and others will give you things like points for policy cards by collecting more of types of icons like carriages, walls, canals, books, Confucianist and legalist tiles. After you pick a group of tiles, you collect income, usually based on the number of castle tiles you have. Then you use any imperial treasure cards you have. Then you can do these next things once in any order: pay for a character card, hire soldiers 1 gold per soldier, and increase your palace level. 1 gold moves you up 1 space, 3 gold for 2 spaces, and 6 gold for 3 spaces. When you pass or land on spaces, you choose what reward you want, like getting more soldiers, getting a tribute card, which is basically endgame points, more gold, or even moving up on the honor track. The honor track is super important because whoever is the highest will get the first pick of Imperial Decrees, which is the next phase. That person chooses one of the decrees. This one activates a policy, and then turn the card over and you get 3 points. This one is activate a policy, gain a tribute card, which is points, and gain 3 points. Everyone will score the policy that person chooses. Then place a disc on it. It won't be activated again until that disc is removed. The player can also then flip any policy card over they want. But then that player loses honor based on the round they are in. And then whoever is in first gets to choose the second Imperial Decree. There are 7 policy cards that are double-sided, and they all score a little differently. Like getting points for soldier cubes, but the other side is gaining points for castle tiles. You'll gain points for green tiles or blue tiles. This one gives you points for canals and wall tiles, and while face up, canals count as castles, which can help you with your income. The other side just gives the 1 player a tribute card. This one will give you lots of points if you can defeat the barbarians. The barbarian strength increases as pink tiles are pulled from the bag. This one gives you points based on the character cards you have, and the other side you'll count the lineage icons on your cards. This one gets you points per book tile, but this side gives players points if they have no books, and all other players who have books have to burn them, remove them from the game. And this one gives points based on types of carriages you have. You'll continue playing for 6 rounds and then go into final scoring. You'll score all the face-up policy cards from left to right, points based off where you are on the trust track divided in half, points based on where you are on the palace track, a point for each gold and any endgame points from your character cards, then count up the points from your Imperial treasure cards and tribute cards. Then whoever has the most points is going to win the game. Now, this might seem overwhelming at first, but it's all understandable. You're going to bid, you're going to buy stuff, moving up some of the tracks throughout the round, and then at the end of the round, there's going to be a couple policies that will score. There's even a handy-dandy game flow summary on the back of the rulebook. There are player aid sheets too, but all we had were the ones in Chinese, so hopefully TMG will create an English version one too. I think the bidding is going to be the most confusing part in the game. Remembering that you are going to lose a group based on the turn order you gain. But once it clicks, it makes sense. And I think the auction phase makes for some interesting decisions. Do I go out of the bid real fast, getting a really good withdrawal token that can really help me, and not losing a precious soldier card that you need in the game? But going out early in the bid round means you're going to go last in turn order. So that can be good and bad. Bad in that you probably won't get the tiles or cards that you need that round, and other people are going to get better stuff. But it can be good in that you're going to go last, so that when you go up the Emperor's Trust track, you're last, meaning you probably will skip over people, enabling you to pick the Imperial Decree that round. There are a lot of different character cards in the game. They will not only help you with bidding, but also get you points, gold, moving up the trust track, and more. The decisions are interesting on how you're going to collect points throughout the game, especially with the tiles that you're getting. They are linked to those policy cards. So if you're getting a certain type of tile and that policy card isn't face up, then you're going to have to work really hard to be able to flip that card to the right side. For instance, the book policy. One side really helps you if you're collecting books. But the other side, if that ever gets activated and you're collecting books and someone else has no books that they're collecting, then they're going to get points, and then you're going to lose all your books, literally burn all your books, and get no points. I'm so excited to see what Tasty Minstrel is going to do to deluxify the game. Right now it's pretty basic and the tiles are barely heavier than paper, but even with the version we're playing now, the icons are understandable once you know what they mean. So like I said at the beginning of the video, Seth Jaffe is working on the 2-player rules for this game, and he shared them with us, and 2 big thumbs up to them. They look really, really good. This is a solid game, and I actually enjoy this type of game where you're collecting things and moving up the different tracks. And if this sounds like something you would enjoy and you'd like a deluxe version, then check out the Kickstarter coming from Tasty Minstrel Games for Emperor's Choice, and we'd love for you to subscribe to Tantrum House.